There's definitely a difference between PSACs and the region. Obviously, you're adding in a handful more teams from the other conferences, and so that alone just adds a bigger field, and so it's a different environment. So that's probably the biggest thing. Adds in a couple teams that will be in there in the mix, and have a couple individuals especially as well that'll be kind of mixing it up front. But more so as far as like the tactics of things, it doesn't change it too much. It's, you know, really collectively just try to put forth a good team effort, because it's still, I mean, we have a job to do this weekend, so it's more of work as a group.
Okay.
Work as a group, yeah. Especially on the men's side, it's a 10K now. Probably be patient. If you get a little too aggressive on that course, you're gonna pay for it at some point. It's quite the elevation change from top to bottom. About 100 feet you drop in elevation, and so it's a challenging course.
This is a pretty grueling course. It's very challenging as a runner, because like as you're on the hills, you have to like just keep in the mindset that you're gonna have time to relax once you hit the downhill. So you gotta make sure that like you're staying in check on the uphills and just grinding it out. I think it more depends on the individual, because some people they're not gonna run near as good when it comes to those really tough conditions, and they like those flat courses that are like a track. But for somebody that's a grinder and like just likes to get out in the mud and stuff like that, it can really benefit them for a hilly or muddy course.
Yeah, I did. I would walk back and forth to catch them at different spots, and it seemed like every loop that they did, their facial expression would change, and it would either be happy, like, okay, I'm relaxed, or I need to be done with this race. Like, it's difficult, but I think we're gonna do really well. I mean, I haven't seen it, but they have, so they have a little more, you know, knowledge of it, and I don't, but it doesn't matter. It was challenging. Actually, challenging is an understatement. I think you had to be more mentally tough, because I mean everybody's running through the mud and the rain and whatever we got thrown with that day, but you have to be more mentally tough, and it was brutal. It was the hardest race I've ever run. So
Yeah, and just you got to be a little careful or pay more attention to how the group's feeling, you know. And, I mean, you can see collectively they're really beat up after PSACs, you know, because you're having to stabilize in the mud, and it affects you differently than just a flat, like pretty quick course. And so just paying attention to those little things, and if it takes giving them one extra day to recover before doing a hard session, you know, like it's just, you just got to pay attention to that. It's not just a set cookie cutter outline that you have to work with the mold. So yeah, adapt it. I mean, as finals and things are going to be coming up in the next few weeks, like their stress load is slowly raising, and along with that expectation of needing to perform and qualify. And so I mean, nothing's set in stone. And so I mean, psychologically it's a battle, but even more so too, we got to keep the volume up high enough so that we can keep performing well throughout the next, hopefully, few weeks. I mean, it's the same way. Brooke and Brian, they're done for the season,
Okay.
and so same group that raced at PSACs is who's going to be racing at the regional meet. As far as going into the meet, I think our women are ranked second, just behind Ship, due to getting beat there, and then the men, they're back ranked first. So that's exciting. But in the grand scheme, rankings don't mean anything.
Right.
It's about bringing it on that given day. This time of the year, people get sick. I mean, there's a person right there, and with an event like cross country, that's unforgiving. That it can change things rapidly. Am I confident in both genders? Yeah, I definitely am. I think we have a potential to be a top team for sure. But it also takes doing it on that day, and we need to stay focused, because you can't give anyone more respect than they deserve, or they'll get you. And so
Well, our team as a whole, it's a really unique team, because we have the ability for anybody on our starting lineup to be the #1 person for our team that day. And I mean, that helps out greatly when it comes to competing. Like, I mean, we had Ward at PSACs. He went and he was normally like our 4 or 5 runner, and he went and he got second on the team just by getting out kicked by Jared at the very end. But I mean, for that, like, I'm gonna expect us all to be in a tight pack through the whole race, and I mean, just working hard with each other. And I mean, when we do that, like, we'll get done what we need to get done. So, yeah, and then it's also just really comforting, like, if you're running and you're hurting really bad, and you know, I mean, that you've run with somebody every day, all season long, when you look over your shoulder or you look beside you and you see them right there, it just kind of relaxes you a little bit, makes you a little bit more comfortable during that race setting. I look at the number 2 or 3 guy on a team that's another top team, and I'm going to try to stick with them as long as I can, or even just try to run with the next guy up on our team. So, but it depends on like your tactics for the race, because if you want to go out a little bit slower as a team, you might sit behind them a little bit and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like Colton said, we're all individuals, but when we toe the line and the gun goes off, the only people I care about are the people who have the same jersey on as me. And that's who I need to race for, and that's what I need to work for. It is, like Colton said, it is comforting if I'm running along somebody that I do workouts with every day. It just gives you a confidence boost. And sometimes, like, I'll say something to whoever I'm running with, like, come on, like, we need to go. Just be encouraging. It really helps, just like little things like that. It is intimidating to see, you know, a ship girl pass you and you're kind of feeling sluggish, but that whole mindset of I need to do this for my girls, like, it comes in and, like, you just get like a second wind and you just go. So we always tell each other, you know, look for the 3 red stripes on our jerseys. It just helps. Yeah.
Obviously, we'd like to win.
Okay.
It's going to be a good battle, so just got to bring our best.